This is another educational tip brought to you by the Certified Horsemanship Association. I'm Julie Goodnight. I'm proud to be the international spokesperson for the organization, and I want to talk to you today about the communicative behavior of horses. Horses living in a herd structure are very communicative animals, but for the most part, they communicate with their body language, with their postures, and with their gestures. But a horse does have some audible communication. There's actually 4 different audible communications that horses make. Now, keep in mind that horses can make all kinds of other sounds. They can grunt, they can groan, they can snore, but none of those sounds actually have communicative value. There's exactly 4 different behaviors of the horse that are audible communications from one horse to another. And the first one we want to talk about today is the whinny. Now, the whinny is a very distinctive sound. Each individual horse has a distinctly different whinny. If you keep your horses at home, you probably can already distinguish which horse is whinnying when you hear it. So the whinny is a social call, and it means, where are my friends? Or in the case of a horse that's feeling alone and herdless, it can mean, is anyone out there willing to be my friend? So it's a searching call that horses use to find and hook up with other horses. The second audible communication that I want to talk to you about is the nicker. Now, the nicker is a low-pitched, almost purring type sound, and the nicker is one we hear a lot, particularly at feed time, and the nicker means simply, come to me. It serves its greatest purpose between a mare and her foal. So when that foal runs off and gets into trouble, she'll nicker to her foal, come back to me. You may hear a lot of nickering in the barn around feed time, and that's the horse's way of saying, come to me and bring me the food. Now, the third audible communication that horses make is the squeal. The squeal is the loudest sound horses are capable of making, and it means I'm about to become aggressive. So a really common scene that you might see with horses is when 2 horses that are unfamiliar with each other, they'll come nose to nose and they'll smell each other's breath. Then they generally go nose to the back end of the horse and they smell around there. Then they'll come back nose to nose, and this is the point at which you might hear a squeal. And if you do, that means the one horse that's squealing is threatening to become aggressive. Now, it could be a bluff. We don't really know ahead of time, but the squeal is one of those sounds that when you hear it, little red flags should go up. If I know there is a horse thinking about becoming aggressive to another horse, I just want to make sure that no people are going to get hurt, and secondarily that no horses are going to get hurt. So it's a little bit of a red flag warning when you hear the squeal. And also, this is a reason why it is poor etiquette to let your horse interact with other horses when they're being handled and ridden, because that kind of interaction may result and somebody could get in a dangerous position. The fourth and final audible communication I want to share with you is the snort. And the snort is when the horse forcefully blows out his nose. Now, do not think this is the same thing as a sneeze. So the sneeze, in the sneeze, a horse lowers his head and he kind of expels the air through his nose. That's just a horse clearing his airway. It has no communicative value. In the snort, that was a sneeze. In the snort, or the blow, the horse will be erect, his head will be up, he'll have a tense and alarmed looking posture. He blows forcefully out his nose, but the snort is a warning to other horses or other people in the area that horse detects something threatening in the environment. So a horse, when he's snorting, is communicating to the horses around him, I believe there to be a threat in this area. So for that reason, I would also consider the snort to be a little bit of a red flag. I want to just take stock of where everyone is in that moment, because that's a horse that's feeling like there's something threatening in the environment, and he may take some action on that, run away or spook or something like that. So again, the 4 audible communications that a horse makes: the whinny, And this is a searching call. It means, where are my friends? The nicker, which means come to me. The squeal, which means I'm about to become aggressive. And then finally the snort, which is a warning to others that there's something threatening in the environment. Again, I'm Julie Goodnight, and thank you for watching this educational tip brought to you by the Certified Horsemanship Association.